Welcome to Babylon Decoded on Darkcity Radio. I'm Jaba and your host for the next hour. Thanks, Bob, to assist me. In case I drop out, he will be there to jump in. First of all, thanks to all the Darkcity Radio crew for the opportunity that I can speak from the heart. Thanks also to the warm welcome they gave me. And thanks also to Arthur from Love for Life, who made the connection and gave me the inspiration. Today, because of my installation, I will just talk for an hour. I hope you will not get bored. I will talk about where I come from, what I did, and what I wish for the world. I talk also about the music business, and we will see where the hour is going. But first, I will start with some breaking news. The Pope is dead, Queen retired, money have no value no more. Obama told that we are all get fooled over the last 400 years, 4,000 years. Of course, we are the 1st April, everything is allowed. Okay. I'm Jaba, and maybe you wonder what kind of strange accent I have. I'm come from Switzerland, and Schweizerdeutsch is my first language. I also speak French with my kids, and English is my language I practice since a while, but I didn't learn it. I was very bad in school. I didn't finish school at all. I didn't study anything. So anything what I'm saying, just take it as my opinion and do what you want with it. I'm also on the chat, Darkcity Radio chat. You can jump in. I will put some links maybe sometimes, and if I will arrive to read some questions, I will try to answer. I was in the music business for the last 20 years, and after I realized that the music business get hijacked as everything in this world, I had to jump out, because I was in the music because of my message I want to give to the people. Myself, I experienced that with 60 years, that after listening to Bob Marley a very long time and didn't understand one word of English, I just started to understand all what he was saying when I get the full translation of the lyrics. And I saw that my subconscious suck up everything, understand everything word by word. And I thought this was a very good way to bring a message to the people. I grew up in a private school, in a so-called Steiner school, with 250 people. We live together, eat together, sing together, and the school was kind of different school that we have today for our kids. It's not indoctrination. I was taught how to learn anything. Instead of making mathematics, I was making chess. We was playing chess to learn strategy and logic, and to think, to use really the brain full time. So this was when I came out with 12 from that school. I jumped in that system what we know today. So for me, nothing was really how it should be. I learned to be respectful with the people, to help them out, to live in brotherhood, to love each other, and to respect each other from anywhere they come from and anywhere they go. And for me, it was very important to know that we are all humans. We all have our difficulties, and we all have our goals to go. Therefore, when I came out to the system and I saw like the people just run after the money, run after the time they want to spend for something they never will spend for, they don't enjoy and all that, the system was for me very, very difficult to live for. It's not long time ago. I really understand what is really happening, why I was really so different. Um, I cannot handle money. I cannot handle authority. The system was never a help for me. I mean, I was in a private school. They didn't pay for my school. When I went out, I just started to make my own work. For my music, over 20 years, I didn't get any support to make anything. So even for my life, I cannot say that the government did anything for me. And on this point, when the government come back to you and ask you like everything what you should give to the system, then you come to a point you have to say, no, this can't be. This can definitely not be what we have to go. In the music business, like I say, I was not supported. I didn't have any support from anybody. So we had, for the first 10 years of my band, we play for free. All the musicians, all the technicians, everybody was playing for free. And we invest all the money to make our own productions, our own CDs. And we start to grow. Really to grow. Anytime we had a live show or something, we went out and put our posters ourselves, spread the flyers in the street, make the people know that we have a show, and the show was almost always full. We didn't have any media attention. Only to have media attention, we had to make this and that, and I also refused to make any video clips. What is happening today with the music business is the media make you concentrate on the artist itself, and the art is losing up completely. That means that the artist have to defend with his soul, with his whole life. He have to be like the example that he can sell the music. They told me after 15 years when my music first came to the TV, now you arrive to make something with your music. But that is full. I mean, you cannot say that when you're on the TV that you're making music. You make music in the rehearsal room. You're on stage when you perform. But it's not because you come on the TV that your music suddenly get importance, or that your music is more important. So what is happening with the music business is more and more people, and mostly the young ones, get really caught up in like the whole outfit. I mean, you can only look at Lady Gaga. Everybody saw Lady Gaga in any newspaper before you hear any song of her, and that is the dramatic stuff. The most clicks on a YouTube video is Gangnam Style. I mean, how the people will evolve with music who is nothing about music. So in this sense, the music business gets very hijacked. I had also a song that went in the top chart in UK. It was number 40. Was worldwide, was a couple of countries who was number one for a very long time. Even in Russia was over 2 years. I traveled around in 40 countries, and I observed the whole system, not only the music business, because the music business, once you know how it goes, you can start to observe all the rest. So being in hotels and in airports, for over 3 years in the whole world, or not in the whole world, but in 40 countries. I didn't make Asia and Australia, but I went to South America, Europe, England, Africa, Russia, and to see all the different people and how they talk. That makes you very much reflected what is really going on in this world, because everybody is saying the same. Everybody is pissed off of a government that hijacked the whole system that we are living in it. And of course, a lot of people, they don't know from where the source is coming. And the way I'm very curious what is really going on, I start to search more and more. And now, since 2 years, I dedicate really my life to make profound research. But all that started already in 1994 when I read I think it is the Bloodline of Illuminati from Fritz Springmeier. And I thought this guy is just nuts. I mean, that cannot be. A lot of stuff I saw could be, but I didn't forget it. So I observed the system over all this time, and I saw the things coming. I mean, everything came really in place with all the. A good example is when I was kid. You saw in the TV how the doors open automatically. I mean, I was out of the system, and we just had a little store down in the village, and that's all. And we saw all the doors opening, even the trains. They have automatically doors who open in the TV, but we still had to pull the doors open. So after a while, when everything's changed, like how it is in the TV, you can really say, wow. If this would be like Star Wars and thing and stuff. And today, we are in it. We are straight in the matrix. We are living really through. We are really going through what we saw in all the movies, like years ago. Today, when we are looking at the whole system, we also have to see how the people are getting more caught up in something that they are defending more and more. And I compare that to, they didn't stop to hit the slaves because it was unmoral, but when they saw that they give them the illusion of freedom, they was more productive. And that is exactly what is happening. The people think they are free, and even freedom is just a free space in a certain place, like a lion in a zoo. And this way, free or freedom is not the real thing. The real thing is to find sovereignty. We have to know who we are. We really have to come back to the profound idea of life. We have to think about what life is really all about. And if you don't want to follow somebody, if you don't want to get in another illusion, jump from illusion to another illusion, we really have to decode our mind. And that is what I'm doing. Decoding my mind, and I decide, when I say that I decide to change the world, I say I have to change myself. But this is not, a lot of people say, yeah, but if you want to change the world, you have to start with yourself. Of course. But if you change yourself, you change the whole world, you change the whole universe, you change the people around you. So, if you change yourself, you change the world. And that is what I try to make understand to people, that they have to find the source of what exactly, who we are, what we are, where we come from, what is coming from where. And now I had also a nice discussion with Arthur from Love for Life, and like he say, did somebody see turning the earth by his own? Yeah, I saw it in the TV and books. Yeah, but did you see it by your own? No. And therefore, we really have to come back to the essential things that we can touch, like the nature. You don't have to explain a tree to a kid. You just send him out in the forest and you tell him, go experience the tree. Experience life in real. And that is all what I have. I have no study, I have no ability, special ability, but I know that if I'm interested in something, I can learn it. because I'm interested into, and I can experience it. And as soon as I experience it, I know it. Knowledge is the same. If you search the ledge, the know, ledge means another horizon, not far from the knowing. So again, knowledge is not really information, pure information and pure truth. I also want to talk about words. Words are very important. I ban understanding from my repertoire. I call it overstanding, because understanding is again a submission from somebody who tell you something, and that is not what should happen. If somebody explain you something, you should be able to experience it and overstand it. Same thing with belief. Belief is like when I ask to my kid, do you know where is your jacket? He say, I believe it's up. Yeah, you believe, but until you don't go and look, you will not be sure. So believe is not the same than to be sure of something. If you believe in something, then you're not really sure. And I think until you cannot be sure how you can believe in something, because it's exactly what is happening with information. How much influence you need, that influence get manipulation. And that is exactly what is happening with everybody. Everybody. Myself too. I also, what I always say, we are all in a progress, in a certain time where we can, in a certain time where we can reflect about some things. I just think I will make a little break and Bob will put a little song. Now I will talk a little bit about the rights, our rights and who we really are. I discovered quite, I have to say, last year or so, I really realized what was happening with Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So if you search for the original Declaration of Human Rights, you will see that in all articles is written no one or everyone. And if you check on the UN homepage, official homepage, there is written person. So what is a person really? And when changed that? We can go back to the country where I live, where they say they made the first democratic legal rights. So if you search in my country what is law, they will tell you that they make they took different laws and put the law together, who is named here Civil Code, CC. And if you see what is really in all there, then you have the UCC, Universal, or they say Universal Commercial Code. And this coding is a person is a merchandising. So we are just like a piece of paper, a piece of value that we are accepting to play. And if you search for the definition of person, it comes from persona. It means the mask that the actors wear during the Latin theater. Okay, we are just an actor with a mask. And this, anytime we are confronting the authorities. This is very funny, because they are coming, when they are come to your house, they ask you for a person. So the person is just your birth certificate or your passport or whatever you want, but it's not you. Now we can say we are just the administrator of that person, but that is not true neither, because they are the administrator of that person. You just play, you're just acting that kind of person. So all your rights are gone. As soon as your name is written in capital letters, your civil rights, your status, and your family rights are gone. And this can even happen only on a phone bill. Now, I know a lot of people in America or in all Commonwealth countries, they, even on their birth certificate, all their name is written in capital letters. And capital letters mean diminuto, captis diminuto maxima. You lose all your rights, fully, 100%. Or the person, of course. Because what we are our own king of our own kingdom, or queen of our own kingdom. And that is very important to know, that everybody realize what is really happening and where we are acting and in what we are participating. A lot of people, they say, oh, I defend my government and this and that, I defend my nation. But sorry to say, nobody born with a flag in his ass. We are free. We are born free. We have to live free, and we die free. And that is very important to understand for each and everyone, that the role we are playing in a certain government, and the governments are making war. So if you are for peace and you're participating in a government, then something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And if people think they have to support their government to make peace, war for peace is like fucking for virginity. This is a fact. You can try at home tonight if you want. It don't work. And it will never work. War is only a money machine. And people know that. A lot of people know that. But anytime we are participating, we are continue to participate in that system, we are part of that criminality. I say governments are criminal because governments, what they are defending, they don't defend the people. If a politician gets elected, he don't have a contract with you, but the government have a contract with his national bank, and therefore a national bank cannot create money. The national bank have to borrow money from a private bank, and private banks are corporations. So who rule the country? It's the corporation, because the politician will never make anything for you that you will have a free life. You find a lot of videos on internet like free man and all these things. And I just wish to say to people, take care. Please take care. If you run in something, really know what you are doing, how you are playing with the law. Law is magic. You are spelling words. And that's why the judge have the same clothes like a magician. And magicians are just there to hide everything from your eyes. And anytime a word is spelled or something happened in the court and you don't know what is going on, there's for sure something going on that you don't know. And you will agree, you will get in more trouble. So all that free man guys, really, please just really know what you are doing before you are going in there, because you can have more trouble. The best is still to say, refuse everything. Refuse everything that comes from the system as long as you can. Everybody have to live. I fully understand. I cannot give up my driver license. If not, I will not see my kids again. Of course, everybody understand, but take it to the little minimum you can. If there is something that you can do, that you can do. You can change the world. Everybody can change the world. And therefore, we really have to get aware of who we are, what we want to do, and what is really happening. And it's not just to discover that banks are corrupt and that these ones are corrupt. If you really want to know what is going on, you have to go deep, deep, deep down in the rabbit hole and really search the real truth. What I can say to the people, how they can search and how they can be really sure of something, and this truth to be sure of something is very individual. You cannot know the whole truth. Nobody can know the whole truth in one piece. That is like a computer system. If you overload it, it's overload. It's crash. And I really don't wish for anybody to have a crash down in his brain, supercomputer brain. We also can talk about the 5 senses. The 5 senses are electric impulses in the brain. So anytime you see something, you hear something, you touch something, it's just an electronic impulsion in your brain. It's your brain who say what is there. All colors are frequencies. Therefore, how can we really be sure what is in the room we are right now? Because we only see a little amount of what is exists, hear a little amount, probably can only touch a little amount of that. So therefore, we have very much that is going on all the time around us. And this is to open the mind, to see that there are way more possibilities to find what is really going on. I personally think nobody really know what is 100% going on. And as long as the people wait for an ex-Jesus to explain them, I think definitely that will not happen. I think everybody have to work and to search and go through pain and have deception and disappointment. But if there is no exception, there is no disappointment. So anytime you expect something and it don't happen, of course you have a deception. Our 5 senses are showing us some things, but not everything. We have emotions, we have feelings. What I say, emotions can be manipulated, coming from the brain. The feelings cannot be manipulated. It's directly connected to the heart, 100%. The mind and the heart connection is very important in that, because when you're upset, when you're angry, when you hate, when you're in any stress, you cannot really take a really hard decision. The only way you think is from your left brain. And your left brain just show you what you knew, what is possible, and you project a possible solution for the future. So there is never in a stress moment, it's impossible to find another solution than what you are already experiencing. And often what you experience is it's like a bad, let's say your father when you did wrong stuff when you was kid, right? He spanked you maybe. Today you will say, yeah, it was just a little spank because I was not. But what is really happening with that spank? That spank will maybe come back when you get trouble with your kids without thinking, because you're in a stress moment. There's no other possibilities to spank your kid. And spanking for a kid is like a distortion of reality. The person who is the most loved person in his life distort that love only through one spank. I personally experience exactly the same. I get spanked, and I spanked my kids until I realize what I'm doing is not what I wish to do. It's not what I think is right to do. But you cannot do that in a moment of stress. Never. It's always in a moment of when you are relaxed that you think back and think, wow, how stupid I am to hit my kid. And this is exactly what is happening between left and right brain. The left brain only compare what he already knew from the past, and he will represent exactly the same situation in the future if you didn't break the chain of this kind of things. And that is with everything what is happening in your life, everything what you learn, everything what you get when you was kid. A kid learn his language in the first 12 months, and before it born, they just discover that a kid can say this is father's voice, mother's voice, father's voice angry, I love it, mother's voice angry, I love it. Of course, a lot of people know that. Every mother know that the kid in the belly can already know already what is going on outside. They put music for them and anything. So a language is produced in the first 12 months of a kid. It's like a trace in a sand in the desert. If you walk or you drive through all the time, this is the trace you can use and is easy to use for you. If you can put more than one trace, you can drive around in the whole desert and have more than one language. You can teach 3 languages at the same time to a kid. The kid have no issue to know which language is coming from where and what it means in the different language. This is the same with all experience we have, because a kid only see frequency and only receive energy. So anytime a kid receive energy, it's making like that trace in the desert through the mind. And that is the reflection or like the possibilities for the left brain that you can use in stress moments or in logical moments or anything. Because in stress moments, you will never be able to connect to the right brain and say, I have stress with my kids, what I could do, dun, 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 dun. I will make this, I will make that. No, it is like the straight solution. You are already set up. You want to finish it as soon as possible. Spank. Or different ways. If you didn't get the spank when you was kid, you probably will never hit your kid. Another theory from Free Domain Radio, Stefan Molyneux, is if the parents would stop hitting the kids today, in 30 years we would not know war and violence anymore. And this, I think, is very possible, because if you don't know what this violence is, you never will use violence. And the system makes us so stressful all the time that we are not able to think from the right brain. In this way, all things repeat all the time in the same stress moment, and we are not able to think further than that. Bob, are you ready to put another song? Welcome back to BDcoded radio show. You also can check up my homepage. It's babylondecoded.com, and with Babylon Decoded you also find on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. And if you have any answer maybe for the next week, because I didn't arrive to really read the chat, so for next week, any question I will try to answer. BDcoded. That is another subject I will talk about. When everybody here Matrix, right? That is another kind of how we could say our brain is programmed. I think the way we are living from the beginning of our life, we hear stuff, we read stuff, we see stuff on the TV or today maybe on the internet. But that is all influence. When do we make the choice of saying this is right or this is wrong? Myself, I have a lot of connection to the nature. I was hanging around in the nature when I was already a kid. I was sleeping outside in a tent already in the age of 6, 8 years, alone with my dog, making fire, making my living, my dreams, my imagination. For me, imagination, the word says itself. It's magic nation, a nation of magician. And this depends what we are projecting from our heart. Our heart is producing a magnetic field around us, I would say, to 30 meters. This is very large. When we are in good state, in good mood, or we're in bad mood, this magnetic field is vibrating completely different. Now I will come back to the heart and to the left brain. What is happening when you come to a situation or a thought? Then your left brain gives you a certain possibilities. When it reaches your limits of thinking, of possibilities, you get nervous. Your heart plopping up. Let's say if phone bill is coming, you cannot pay it. Your heart plopping up. When your heart is pumping more than 120 BPM per minute, then your frequency, your energy is going down. When your heart is beating lower, then your energy is going up. So anytime you are running, you are stressed, you hate, you stress, your heart is plopping up. That means your energy going lower. And this cut the connection to the right brain. And only the left brain will be available to find a possible solution for it. The only thing to really get the right brain in motion is to breathe deeply at least 3 times, taking a little time about the reflection or about the situation you have, and the right brain will give you other possibilities to use in your daily life. But if you stay in your stress mode, possibilities will just be impossible. And the word impossible says it all. I'm possible. So if you, from your left brain, you tell your heart to say, okay, calm down, breathe a bit, think really what could be other possibilities than only the one I know, then the right brain can give you other possibilities, other solutions. Myself, I say, anytime there is a problem, transform it to a challenge, and the challenge just have to be challenged. If you challenge, then you can get over it. If you only see it as a problem, the problem will stay. So in this sense, we are coming back to the heart, and the vibration you can spread out to yourself. Our body is 70% water, and is 99% water molecules. When you give a vibration to a water, even if you put a stone in the water, you see that the water is vibrating. So let's say you give a good attention to the water, the frequency of the water is changing. the structure of the water is changing. So anytime you say like, oh, I'm stressed, I'm shit out, I will be late to the work, your whole magnetic field is vibrating in a lower one, and you can be sure you will be late on your work. If you say, I'm late, I will not risk my life to drive faster or to anything to hurt somebody, to be in time, and you probably will be in time. That is as simple the way we are magician in this world. We have to control our own vibration, our own heart state, and this heart state is vibrating around us. And this vibration produces our reality. We are in a reality that is, we can say the reality is happening between a good, a bad, the duality, our higher self, and our actual 3D being. And this is turning a couple of billion times each second. And this produces our reality. Now, our vibration and our frequency is spreading to other people around us. So anytime you spread lower vibration around you, you will probably get lower vibration back. If you spread higher vibration, you probably will get higher vibration back. It's giving and taking. Myself, I think incarnation is a very important part in our life. Only Christianity banned in 1300, they banned incarnation from the religion and say this is not what it is. All the other religions, they have incarnation. So in a way of incarnation, our soul will never get any pain from our body with. All what our soul is doing is experience. So anything that happens in our life is just experience. In this sense, we can say circumstances don't matter, only state of mind matter. This is very easy to say and very hard to do. I myself struggle every day with that. Even a couple of hours before the radio show, I was very down. But it's important to lift and at least to try that this kind of low state is not staying too long around you. Because it infects you, it infects everybody around you, it infects even the plants and the whole nature around you, and therefore the whole universe. For the end, I will talk a little bit about awakening in general. What I see is that Mother Earth is awakening. Mother Earth is coming out from a state where she gives us her body. I see Mother Earth like a human being with a heart, with a soul, with blood, with pains and consciousness. And Mother Earth is awakening. I think humans don't really have the choice to stay asleep. And the whole question is how high up they want to fall and how hard they want to fall on the ground. That is the only question. And that's why, for me, we are all victims in that whole conspiracy. We cannot point a finger on anybody. I think anybody had to do exactly what he had to do in that whole universe on planet Earth with all interactivities, and so bad as you can think that a human can be. When you meet the soul, you will say, wow, you was really hard with us. And the soul will just say, I know. Myself, I think all the challenge we are facing in our life is challenge that we are put for us in front, for us to learn out of something. And anytime we don't like something on somebody else, it's mostly the mirror that answer and say, hey, this is what you don't like on yourself. It's not what you don't like on the other person. The other person is just a projection of what you see or what you don't want to see. And this is probably what you have to face yourself with yourself. And therefore, we are all victims in that conspiracy. And if you think that somebody's really mean, it's just because he didn't get enough love. And therefore, it don't make sense to put the finger on somebody and say, you are an evil person, you are I don't know what. This is all what he can react for. Also, another thing, what I personally, and that is just my opinion again, it don't make sense to go in the street and manifestate, to demonstrate, to affront the policeman. That is not what should happen. Because violence is all what they can answer. But they cannot answer happy people. They cannot answer to dancing people. They cannot answer to people who don't comply. And that is all what we can do in that whole conspiracy. At least to know who we are, where we are going, what we want to do, and what we don't want to do, and where we don't want to participate. The system we are facing today is just an idea. It's an idea of some people who just support it so hardly that we don't even can say something against it without getting called fool, stupid, I don't know what. But again, this kind of people, they just don't know in what kind of slavery they are. When they stopped the slavery in United States, in Alabama, I think, there was 1 year free before they realized that they don't have to ask their slave driver to be really free. So anybody who think he want to be free, he just have to be free. And you don't have to manifestate it or to be brutal or be mean with somebody, because that is all what they can deal with. And as long as we are vibrating in a lower vibration, you cannot face lower vibration with lower vibration. That is all what you can answer. All we can do is spreading light, because truth is like light, and the darkness don't like light. And it's like a lion. With the truth, we just have to release it. The lion will defend himself. I think I will stop here. Let maybe a music roll, and I will talk to you next week. Babylon Decoded, BDcoded on Darkcity Radio, and I thank the whole crew to be around. Thanks for your listeners to be there, and I'll see you soon.